It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D Feldman edition.
That's right. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's number one Chevrolet dealer. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty back in the fold. We got Matt. It's not the Lion stuff, so it's Matt Broder. But on the Lions Woodward and Maine show with Terry Foster becomes Matthew Broder. I believe that's how it works, D-Mac. But Matt Broder, Matthew Broder, whichever one you prefer more is here. What up?
What's going on? Shout out to you guys. I'm learning on the fly here a little bit, but I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. And you can call me Matt. You can call me Matthew. Just call me Broder.
What up, Broder? Great job. How about them Tigers? As you can see, D-Mac rocking his Detroit Tigers jersey and stuff like that. You know, Neil, one of the things that we have Broder here is to break down, obviously, our baseball guy, lefty, struck out George Springer.
Did do that.
Factual.
U of M. But,
Michigan man.
We were talking before the show.
So you know he's about integrity and everything, because if you have to cheat, you've already lost. That's the Michigan man mantra.
All right. So anyways, but about the game last night, right? And what we are in right now and enjoying it, and I brought this up earlier to Broder, because Jason Benetti and Andy Dirks doing the game last night did something that most announcers don't do. And because in sports, it's always the jinx. Don't mention the shadow. Don't mention the no-hitter. But they brought up a poignant point, right? You got to be able to enjoy the journey. And the fact of what these Tigers are doing regardless, right, of if it ends up in playoffs or not, it's the entertainment factor. Yes. From the guy who Tigers are his first love, was apathetic throughout most of the season, right, until after the trade deadline. But they've shown me something. They're grinding. They're figuring it out. I mean, you have Wetzel Perez pinch hitting for Kerry Carpenter last night in a situation. The managing that A.J. Hinch is doing, I think, is so on an elite level.
Say that again, D-Mac.
The managing effort that A.J. Hinch is doing is such at an elite level that I had to ask Broder. Not only you see it the way that he's worked the starting lineup, the bullpen, and stuff like that, but the hitting, they don't quit no matter what it is. And the fact of what you're seeing, down to special moments. Now, I understand we probably wouldn't be here talking like this if Parker Meadows doesn't hit the grand slam with 3-2.
But he did.
But he did. Last night, pivotal moment, right? Broder, can you talk about this? Because he broke it down in our group chat so eloquently. But what Bo Brisky did last night in the eighth inning, up a run, not out, guy on first and second. Broder, take us through as the baseball guy what that usually means for the home team or the excitement, or even as the pitcher's perspective, and then what he did. Because to me, if they continue being 1.5 games back right now, but they get even closer, they make it in the hunt. It's these moments and these journeys. And if you saw what he did last night, am I out of realm to say that was so special?
That's part of the special moments that are needed to get to the playoffs, or that playoff type teams do. Bo Brisky hadn't been pitching his best. In fact, he walked a batter to put runners on first and second, but with nobody out. That's where the home team, a Royals team, that's where their momentum is just starting to rise with every pitch, like multiple pitches. And I'm highlighting that because MJ Melendez is up, strikes him out with a 100-mile-an-hour heater. Where'd that come from out of Bo Brisky?
1.5 miles per hour faster than any pitch he had thrown all year in that moment at that spot.
Hey, first impressive thing out of nowhere, right, D-Mac?
Angels in the outfield, baby.
Right.
Right? We're feeling that's what it is. So that's great, but then he continues it up. And I think as a pitcher, because, yes, you just thrown that 100-mile-an-hour fastball to get the K, only one out, but then he comes back next pitch.
Double play. That's why I said it multiple pitches. Each pitch, the energy in that stadium, away for the Tigers, home for the Royals, that energy is just building and building. To get it on the very next pitch, to get a double play ball, to get out of a big inning, and, D-Mac, I know you're setting me up for it, that double play ball, not allowing another base runner, kept Bobby Witt Jr. out of the batter's box for the rest of the game. That's huge. It's massive.
No, it is massive because what Bobby Witt Jr. is doing this season is incredible. Incredible, the likes of which have not been seen in a very, very long time in Major League Baseball. And that was it, Broder. You keep the guys away that can damage you. And, D-Mac, I got to tell you this because, and I should have did this earlier, I told everybody to dabble in it, right? Remember we were talking about this Tigers thing?
Yes.
And we opened up Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, by the way, shout out. Opening up Caesar Sportsbook, I told everybody to dabble in it at plus 700. I'm taking it to another level right now. Go in. Get it right. Plus 450 to make the playoffs. The Minnesota Twins are imploding. Imploding. The Tigers have the tiebreak over the Mariners. For 4.5 to 1? I'll do long shots as a get right, man, because that's a recipe for disaster. But right now, this is a get right.
1.5 hour and schedule.
And
right?
schedule.
I know that we finished with KC, but then we got in Baltimore, but they haven't played as well as they haven't. But then at the end of the season, you got Tampa Bay and you got Chicago, right?
And Neil, I don't mean to hijack this here. I won't be speaking this much the whole show, but I want to ask you both, and especially D-Mac.
Well, only one person in here played Division I college baseball, so feel free to jump in.
All right, but I'm actually going hockey because I want to figure out what's in the mind of the Twins right now. It's got to be pretty similar to what the Red Wings were experiencing at the end of this last season. You're taking a downfall. You're going down pretty fast. The pressure's mounting.
I hear people say that. I don't think that's that. I mean, they're not missing their Dylan Larkin for you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not missing their guy for an extended period of time in an area where you struggled with to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a good point.
That was an area for the Wings of concern. You take Dylan Larkin out for a quarter of the season, you could see how that could happen. The Twins are the Twins. They're the same Twins they've been all season long.
So to your point, remember when we were talking the conversation about the Twins who made it an apparent point not to spend money and go do anything
They
else
told you, yeah.
So this also, too, might have helped them early in the season, but this may be the product of that late in the season hanging on. So I think that they're just coming back to who they really are. Isn't this Twins team what we thought they were without making the moves instead of what they more so were overachieving early in the season?
Yeah, the Twins have pretty much been on around 500 team. Yeah,
right?
It took them a minute to kind of come back to the pack, but here they are. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread, by the way. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get in there. And, yeah, we're going to talk about the Tigers today. And they've earned that. And they deserve that because of the play. And I have a couple of things. I have to ask the people something because for some reason I was getting, and this is from my friends, not even like, random people on social media. There were a couple of those, but this is mostly from my friends, like text messages I got from people I talk with about baseball all the time. My Alavila loyalist chat group, as a matter of fact, came after me. And I want to run it by everybody because I think that this has proven itself out not only with the Tigers, but I think it's proven itself out with the Lions. And you guys got a funny way of saying stuff, and we'll talk about it. All right, we'll get there, D-Mac. Remind me if I forget because it is very intriguing. Tammy Chin, morning, Freddie, Dabber, and Jan. Good morning, everybody. Good to have you all here with us. Tammy Chin, good morning, Neil, and everybody else. But yes, Tammy, good morning. Good to have you all with us. So make sure you jump in there. And we're taking your thoughts on the Tigers, and they are right in there. They're right in there, and Caesar Sportsbook has them at plus 450, and that's it, man. It's time to go in. Mike Willett, Neil, we've been missing Javi. Yes, by the way, 16-7 since he went wherever he went to, and he better never come back. Never.
Did they give it out like Congressional Medals of Honor or Purple Hearts in the media
now,
world?
If you want to do that,
I would give you one for your
my service to the organization.
No, but you made it the parent point, and maybe the timing was just so correct, but what is the big difference you're seeing, which is making this Tiger offense so tough to play against? It's their plate discipline, right? Here
It's even
here and
simpler
there,
than
guys
that.
chasing, but more or less, they're going to make a pit. Look at Veerling last night, right? Guys are struggling, but they make guys struggle, and when they miss with pitches, they make them pay. I mean, it's brilliant.
Trey Sweeney had a big hit earlier in that game, and in the 6th inning, they pinched hit Andy Ibanez for Trey Sweeney. And what does Andy Ibanez do? He gets a hit off a lefty.
Man, it's almost like A.J. Hinch is a good manager or something. That can't be it, though.
Pinch hitting Wenzel Perez for Kerry Carpenter, too. I mean, and I get it, but it's just making all the right decisions. He's operating as elite as he has as a manager. This is the most he's had to ever manage.
Let's go Red Wings party. Broder is definitely no Silent Mike. No, he's not. But he also was a Division I pitcher that struck out George Springer. So
World Series MVP.
If you're into facts.
Yeah.
That's not what you
facts.
think. That's what we know. That is exactly what we know. Mike G, Neil, your legs have tone too.
That's a compliment.
Maybe they do. Yeah. Maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, so jump in there, get your thoughts out there. Megan, Neil, you're late to the game, bro. I got in 6 weeks ago at plus 1,500. Strong.
What is the Tigers' record overall right now?
They are 78 and 73.
I'm just thinking of my buddy Pat over at Red Run when they hit 80 and he cashes for 5,600.
Which is eminent. Which certainly will happen as a matter of fact. But yes, that is something where I'm in. They're going to the playoffs. They are, because they beat the hell out of bad teams. They do what you're supposed to do to bad teams. And look, I'll even say this too, and this is gonna sound, you guys are gonna interpret this as disrespect, and I don't care because I know what I mean when I say it. They are on a magic carpet ride right now, Broder. You can't make it practice getting down 4-0 in games and continuing to win, but they do. And if you want to wrap this around, and the folks at Caesar Sportsbook probably won't like this, you know what the Tigers are? You ever hear the concept of swing trading and stocks? It's something that's available in baseball and all sports too, where you're in game. The game is the market, and the market moves as the game goes on. You're not betting teams to win. You're betting for the numbers to change, so you can then hedge on the other side less than what you got in your return. That's the simplest way of putting it. The Tigers on the swing trades market right now, crazy. They're 10-1 in the 4th inning because they're losing 4-0, 4-1. They're always 10-1. You take them at 10-1. They come back, they tie the game. Then the Royals are minus 150. Then you hedge and you take your money and you move on.
I wonder if anybody out there is playing those in games and just crushing on the Tigers right now.
I'm just saying it's
how many
available.
Comeback victories?
All of them,
right?
All of them. Like it's this magic carpet ride they're on is insane right now. It's absolutely insane. So that's just something to keep your eye on there. You almost root for them to be behind, so you can go back and you can MPWMU Neil Berkshire Hathaway rule. I'm just saying. It's something that is out there for you. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jan says, smash the like button. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and do that. You're here anyway, and we're going to get into the football, everybody. Like we'll quote do the football. There is no doubt about that, but it is. Broder, I don't have any ad sheets or anything.
Yeah, we're just going right to you. You're going to do the one you want to do right now. Now that Stick's here, we'll get the whole commercials and stuff going. So, just take us to break. We'll get the ads taken care of in break here.
Let's do that. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. We're out here in Novi. They got the deals popping for you, some zero-down deals that we'll get to as the show rolls on as well. Big D Energy, live, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi.
What's up,
Up Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder,
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid,
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot.
But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam,
Ask me about my wiener.
along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports, a show for Detroit by Detroit with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm because it's time to wake up Woodward.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. Stick is in the building now. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They got the Corvettes here, obviously, as everybody knows. They're flanked everywhere around here, but don't get it twisted, too. They got some great deals going on up in here. The Chevy Equinox, 2LT, front-wheel drive EV, 0 down, $195 a month on the lease price. Vehicle must be for personal use, but you can see the dealer for the details on that. That's 10,000 miles per year, 0 down, $195 per month on a Chevy Equinox. They got some 0 down options on the Chevy Blazer as well. Silverados, good deals. You guys know how this works. When September rolls around, that's a time to make your move in the car game. Always has been, always will be. Tigers are making their move. Right now they got another win. The Twins lost again. So here we are. They're 1.5 games back. They're tied with the right there in the mix in the wild card with the Seattle Mariners, who they have the tiebreaker over. And it's time to talk about it. And somebody, D-Mac, it's funny. I always hit you with this stuff that just a fan, Neil, don't curse the Tigers now. Okay. Anyway, here's the one I want to touch on, D-Mac, because I did want to bring this up, and I think that this is a good time. Answer 14. Hey, Neil, do you forgive the Tigers for the tragic mistreatment of Skubal yet? Looks like a good team coached by a great manager. Answer 14, that's a long way of saying, hey, Neil, you were right. To get this guy some help. And what was the biggest angle of the help? Because make no mistake about this, and I'm going to bring it back, because this is the case. Isn't baseball a lot easier when you got 27 outs instead of 24? Like, it just, that's help. They got the man help.
Neil, I've realized, I think you've realized this, but why don't people just say, hey, Neil, you were right?
I don't know.
Instead of saying, hey,
well,
Neil,
they do say it. They just don't say it that way.
Oh, is that what it is? So now we translate instead of.
I have to translate
because
for
that's
you.
society that we're in, instead of, giving somebody flowers or whatever.
Right.
Hey, didn't I hear that from you?
Yes.
Didn't I hear that? Wasn't that the whole bias? Wasn't the whole undisciplined? Wasn't the everything else? Wasn't we're wasting? I'm just trying to paraphrase things that you said. You got a Triple Crown loading guy, that you
help
waste
him
his career. Why were we saying get rid of him? Because we didn't see that you were ever going to help him. Instead, we've done a 180, haven't we?
Right.
And where did that start? Baez. Boom. Give me 3 more outs.
16 and 7.
Here's the thing, and you got to give AJ Hint. And if you want the Chris Fetter and whoever the hitting coach, stuff like this, but the perseverance and the grind. And this is a different team that we see come out every night, right? Because it's competing. I said to everybody else, I mean, they're watchable. I mean, they're entertaining. They don't quit. I mean, they draw a lot of similarities to what the Red Wings are right now. Does that mean World Series? No. But you can lock in, and I think as a fan, you can get locked in at what they're doing. And now, if you don't understand this is special and you want to jump into the special, because the universe is working as much for the Detroit Tigers right now, best record in the American League since August 5th, right? So that's what they needed to do. I laugh, Neil, because remember our bit or whatever is somebody saying, hey, if they went 6-60, if they went 2 out of the 3 games, 60, they're playing
doing that.
above that baseball right now, which tells you, to your point, you're right. You have to kick it at a clip like this, right, to even make some noise. So, I mean, just enjoy it. Enjoy it because you know what? I'm enjoying it because I was apathetic halfway through. Kenny and I were apathetic halfway through the season.
Right.
So I'll even go. It was figuring out the Bally's thing for the people and figuring out the bias thing for the team. Boom.
and then everything came together. Woodward Sports chat thread, a win is a win. And I knew that people were going to take it that way. I knew they were. But they are on some kind of magic carpet ride that you have not seen in a long time in this town. Everything's coming up Tigers.
We see this elsewhere. We watch other teams do this.
You don't fall behind 3 runs every game, it
They'll
seems
give up
like.
a grand slam down 4-0 and go, okay, boys, here we go. They just pick away, and how they do it, right? I mean, they're getting it. They're getting the long ball when they need it, right? But you still wouldn't say this is a long ball team.
No.
Right? But this is turned into a baseball team. And this is turned into, you said 27 outs. This has turned into how many guys on the roster, because everybody's contributing.
No, absolutely.
That wasn't the case earlier on.
Mike Hilton says, help. Okay, well, I hope it works out for you, Mike. I'm sure you're happy I got your name right today, too. Woodward Sports chat thread, Jake, get Baez out of here. Get this guy some help. Right. Which they did by getting rid of the biggest anchor. Jake, hey, Neil, you were right. Thanks, Jake. No, it's funny to me because I got those messages from people. I got those messages about Hutchinson, and I don't want to open up like that. We'll do that one a little bit later. But like, what do you think of him now? I'm like, well, I think he got home. Like, you know what it turns out there was more in there after all. That's a funny way of saying, hey, you were right. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump in to their burn. We just had to hit on a 5-way rookie parlay and attempt to turn the beans we traded into starters. It was just that easy. It was, absolutely. What do you got, Stick?
Oh, nothing. I was just gearing up.
I saw you.
I was getting the headset on now that I got your banner up. Like, you guys, I gotta apologize. This is not how you two should be treated. This is not how Woodward Sports would like to treat our premier talent. You showing up without a TD and a sound guy is absolutely ridiculous. It's inexcusable, and it's on me, and it will be fixed.
Oh, no, it's cool, man. Somebody was here to turn the camera on. That's all I need.
That's why you're a leader, Stick. Neil and I will figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Whichever way, but, we know that for you to say that and whatever else, that it'll be handled.
Jake, Neil, do the Tigers keep the relief pitcher starting games thing next year? Jake, I'll say this. I did not like them parachuting in Reese Olson. I know that he did the AAA bit and everything like that. And D-Mac, I did want to ask you about this. I did want to ask you about this. He was put in a tough. That's a tough spot.
He was put in a tough
D-Mac.
situation
that's
against.
A tough spot.
Dude, what are you gonna? How many other guys? It wasn't Reese Olson that's only gonna give up the granny to Bobby Witt Jr.
No, I know.
Right? I thought it was. It was probably one thing, right, where you got to break it down is how does the conversation come about, and again, AJ Hinch rolling the dice, saying this is our best available. He knows that they have to win. These games are imperative to win, and I think him putting Reese Olson and what they'd seen now, It didn't hurt them. It worked out, like you said, but it's like that team effort. So to answer the question about is this the new age, the new wave of baseball? Because here's the one thing with a lot of the relievers filling in as the 4 starters, right? They get more innings pitched. They get more game time. So when we need them, if they got to come in the spots later, like they have, they've been able to do the job. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know you didn't like it to begin with. It worked out because at the end of the day we won. So I didn't think it was a little bit rusty, but I thought, like I go with AJ Hinch. You gotta believe, and I get where people would question AJ Hinch along the way, but you can't question him since he's had Baez removed from his roster.
And I haven't heard, like, people talk about it in passing, and they kind of he about that. Well, Baez is gone. They're 16-7. But D-Mac, make no mistake, I would say that's the biggest catalyst of why this team has made its move. And I'm not BSing you, man. I'm not sitting here saying this for clicks or make a reel of that stick or any of that. 100% in my heart. And you tell me, D-Mac, you were the guy in the locker room. Were there personnel moves that spurred things on teams you've been on before?
So the biggest thing is how it would affect. So it got to a point where the negative outweighed the positive as far as how it seeped into the rest of the team. The biggest thing, I believe, is because of the 5 rookie parlay, right? Is the fact that you're trying to resurrect. Who's more important to this organization, Spencer Torkelson or Javi Baez, right? What's the biggest thing with Torque? With sort of medals and plate discipline and stuff like that.
Torque is on a 7-game hitting streak.
But what I'm saying is that I think you removed him to get like Baez subconsciously, his lack of discipline at the plate seeped into Spencer Torkelson thinking that he could do it his own way. He had to adjust, and it's his adjustments that kept him down in Spencer Torkelson. Now that you have everybody else, right? What do we say all along? That's been preached by this hitting, by the right plate discipline, and like you go and let your one guy out there. That's when it's not right in the dressing room. The culture that this guy gets to do that and we don't. When it comes to winning and losing, right?
Bingo.
Right? It's like what all the rest of us have to get the red line to dump it in, and if player A doesn't feel like and wants to ice it, he's allowed. And we got to go back and stay on the ice and take the face out. Like, go fuck yourself.
Jake.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bottom line where it seeps in, and that's where the leadership of AJ Hinch, Scott Harris, to whatever, saying this is the biggest issue here. Let's see if this is the biggest issue. We think it's the biggest issue. Let's remove him from this and see. So what do we know being 16-7? That's what it is. What we're asking for. Let's remove it and see.
D-Mac, I got to tell you, man, we've been friends a long time. I can always tell when something moves you. I can always tell when you're speaking from a past experience,
right,
and you go back to that place.
Yeah.
And that was one of those times right there. That literally happened in your life before.
Well,
did it not?
It happened, yes, but differently, not on an icing, but certain things, right? Because it goes down because you're not being fit. Like
you keep it real, man.
You know what? Being a top player and a money guy and the biggest whatever like that, and at least I've been around, is the fact that you bought into doing all the little things. Like maybe you're not going to throw your face in front of a punch and do, but you don't have to. But you got to commit and show that commitment. And all the here's the example. Who started the March 26th brawl? The biggest, strongest, fastest, most intimidating guy on our team. All 5'5", 145 soaking pounds. Igor Lariano, the professor, started it, right? Which tells you
he's in. You're
all in. It doesn't matter. Do your role. Like that's the greatest example, right? So you need everybody to be committed to you. And when you don't have one guy, like that's what do I always say? When the guys to the left or right of you are more important to you than you are to yourself, right? But that has to go all the way around. You can't have a miss. When you have a miss, it throws everything off. Then everything else is bullshit. And it's just freaking window dressing.
All right. I got another Tiger segment I want to do out of this.
Oh, but seriously, it's your fault.
You go back, D-Mac. When you tell stories, you have this look in you have this look in your eye, and I see a shift in you, and I can tell that you're going back to that spot where it happened before. Like it's not fake.
What are we talking about? We're talking about culture, right? I don't care about the product and whatever happens in any of these teams, right? What I speak about is culture. Who knows more that talks on these any airwaves about winning than me, right? Does anybody else have 5 championships? Somebody with 4 is allowed to talk, and they might know the same thing, but there is something
Space Dogs defending back-to-back softball champions, Novi League.
Nice.
That is true.
Winning's winning stick.
Upper A.
Winning's winning stick. You know how I feel about that.
All right, I got a Tiger thing I want to get into because I'm curious to hear the people's thoughts on it. And I didn't mean for it to be this much, but you know what? We got meaningful baseball to the point where it's as meaningful as it gets. I released the Get Right Tigers at Caesars Sportsbook, the official sports book of Woodward Sports. Use promo code Woodward1000. Get your first bet refunded up to $1,000 if it does not win. If you're very aggressive, I'm just saying, plus 450 for the Tigers to make the playoff stick. What is that? What am I thinking here? If you could get very aggressive and get that first bet back to $1,000,
I would maybe go all in.
I didn't say that. Be responsible.
I said maybe.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Of course, but maybe.
But whatever that number is for you, if it's $100, it's $100. You'll get it back if it loses in site credit. Like, what are we talking about here?
You know the old saying, $20 is $20.
All right, we need to go to the break now. Where are we going with the break?
You know what? I'll tell you. You're already kind of doing it, but why don't we have D-Mac tell us about Feldman, where we're at right now? You want to tell us about Feldman?
You want me to take it? I'll take it, man, because I love the people at Feldman, because I'm here at Feldman. These are my folks here. Feldman, we're at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Go to feldmanauto.com. But did you know this? Riddle me this. Did you know that there were 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area? All brands of cars are represented. So pretty much all you want to do if you want to take advantage of the most refined car buying experience in all of auto sales, which is the Feldman Advantage, all you have to do is want a car. Then all you have to do is go to feldmanauto.com, and then you will find your car. Heck, you can even start the buying process online. Of course, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, a 4-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year. That's great. But remember, whatever kind of car you want, feldmanauto.com, that is the first step. They're great partners in the community. We've talked about them many times here on the air. Go to feldmanauto.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go. To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supplies has everything that your pet can dream of. And guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Sabbath Coffee Roasters, proud sponsors of the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show. And guys, you can fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber for Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or savoring a quiet Sunday morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Go to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com, choose your favorite roast, and set the frequency that works for you. Use code Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day the right way with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. You guys might have heard the interest rates are starting to come down, by the way. They can help you out, get you in that Blazer EV, the Silverado, the Equinox EV. They got a ton of great deals going on right now. They got some zero-down lease options also. You can get an Equinox EV for zero down, $195 per month, 10,000 miles per month on that vehicle. Must be for personal use. For the other details, come on down. Feldman Chevrolet here in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty in the house. We got Stick as well, mixing and scratching, and we're talking Detroit Tigers. And why not? Because we're in the throw. Everyone's going to be locked in tonight. Woodward Sports chat thread, Crazy Clown. Neil thinks it's about Javi. I think it's about getting guys back from injuries. Well, I mean, I would think it's about losing guys to injuries, and because they lost the right guy to injury. And then
you can't play a guy who's off the injured list if you have somebody in the lineup that's taking up that space. Remove him, put him on the IR, give these injured guys that are coming back an opportunity, hence you're 16-7.
No, absolutely. And the reason they are this right now, too, make no mistake, their pitching staff's one of the best in baseball, pieced together. They brought a guy in from the bullpen. I was like, who is that? Like, man, I watch every day. And here you are, like, in the mix, playing for your – they were within a strike of their life twice within the last couple weeks and found a way out of it and got the job done. It's been absolutely incredible, the carpet ride that this team has been on. But someone asked a question, next year, Neil, do you think they'll continue with the quote-unquote bullpen day? I do, and here's why. And this is going to be pretty granular. It's cheaper to buy 4 relievers than it is to buy a good starter. Does it? You think that catches little Chris's ear? I bet it does.
Yeah, I mean you can't question moving into it, seeing how the season ends the way they play at the end of the year. It's sort of, you got to wait and see what they decide to do. But it would seem that that's on brand, as you would say, right, for them to spend less money, and get multiple guys.
No, absolutely. Because if you look at it from the lineup perspective, like Riley Green's been great, right? His WAR's over 5.3 WAR. You know who's next in WAR on the team? Matt Vierling at 2.6. And then it's all just a bunch of collections of ones and less than ones the rest of the way. The math doesn't even add up. They have no business being where they are right now. But here they are. And you don't have to apologize for it because they're here right now. And, yes, they're doing it. Colt Keith is hitting 263 and has 13 home runs.
He's at 263?
He is, yep.
Oh, wow.
Under 700 OPS, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's the highest average hitter they have. 265 is the highest average hitter they have. Its OPS is under 700.
You know what it gets me thinking, too, is that if you walked in that dressing room today, they don't care.
No, and that's
it.
They
believe in them. They believe in themselves. The biggest thing that you want in whatever team you're cheering for is, will they compete till the end, to the last out, to the last second, right, till the buzzer goes, stuff like that. And we definitely know that this Tiger team will do that.
Let's go Red Wings party. Here's an example. Will Vest last night, 7th inning, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, gets the AL MVP if Judge didn't exist to foul out, and one of the best Royals of all time to fly out. And that's it. And make no mistake, too, I think in the real world that Bobby Witt Jr. is the AL MVP because he's lifted this Royals organization. You guys want a Bobby Witt stat here, D-Mac? You'll appreciate this. Bobby Witt Jr. has 200 hits and a 600 slugging percentage. It's the first time in 12 years someone hit both of those marks in an MLB season. That would be Miguel Cabrera in 2012. Put that into perspective.
Right, and he's what, one stolen base or a home run or something?
He's going to be 30-30 again.
Yeah, 30-30, youngest guy.
Like it's insane how good he is. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there and get your thoughts out there. Craig, if Aiden played for any other school but Michigan, Neil would buy him a furnace. Craig, when I said I wanted more, guess what we got Sunday? More. So more was in there, was it not? It's a funny way, Craig, of saying, Neil, you were right. It's true. That's going to be my default, by the way. That's a weird way of saying it.
You guys did it.
Yes. Just a fan. Tigers are not a collection of superstars. They're playing as a team. No, and that's it. That's exactly my point about it, is they're there, man, and they're getting it done. I have a question about, no matter how this ends, was this a success, D-Mac?
Absolutely.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
You're asking the guy who came from apathy this year, in the middle of the season, to whatever, to see just some direction. And my apathy was, it's like I'm done. I'm done for now. Until I'm ready to come back. Till you show me something, and they have. They've showed me everything. And how did they get there? Neil, the only way out is through, and they're going through. And it's something to watch. I got my Tigers jersey on today, bro. Right? I mean, I took it off to go to bed, but I was wearing it last night watching the game. I was all jacked up.
Yeah.
And I laugh. Like, you know when certain things happen, right? You give up a grand slam, you just turn the TV off. I didn't even turn the TV off. I was like, okay, let's see. Let's see, universe. Is this where are we at? And then you start, Keith hits a homer. You saw him picking away. And then, dude, when Perez pitches for Carpenter and drives it in and then is safe at, on that play at just the universe, you got to understand. You can't fight it sometimes. And that's what it feels like. And here's the thing, put your money where your mouth is, and the fact that plus 450. Now, still, they got ways to come, but there's a path. You always say, do you see a path? I absolutely see a path.
No doubt. And that's it. I guess that's the point I was driving at. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break, D-Mac. Obviously, we had some Red Wings news as well. Steve Yzerman addressed the media, or is still addressing it, or just wrapped up addressing the media. If there's anything pertinent about there, certainly we'll get you caught up to speed with that. This probably isn't going to be a long Red Wings segment. I can tell by the look. Don't spoil it, D-Mac. Come on. Let me get the other side of the break. Please. Where are we going, Stick? KDK Law, everybody, in Birmingham. Look, let's be serious for a minute right now. How many of you out there are dealing with divorce, child custody, family law issues, and more on that? How many of you are losing sleep at night? Why don't you go with the law firm that offers 24/7 availability? KDK Law in Birmingham. Kevin and Catherine, they will have your back. Over 10 years of experience. As we said, 24/7 availability. These are the biggest things happening in your life, and probably that will happen in your life. Get the proper representation, everybody. And that proper representation is KDK Law in Birmingham. KDK Law, they will have your back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go! The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Wake up, Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot.
Fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener! Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What's going on, everybody? Woodward Sports. They're doing football Sundays better than any network in Detroit. I don't care if you're the flagship, if you're TV, whatever you are. You know how I know? Tens of thousands of you watch every single Sunday. Be it Woodward in Maine with Matthew Broder. When he's doing Woodward in Maine, it's Matthew. When he's with Terry Foster. When it's you, it's Broder or Matt. But whatever, I can't comment on
it says on the graphic.
Yeah, that's what it says on the graphic. 10 to noon, myself and Sean Belizean will be in studio this week, 10 to noon, breaking down Lions, Arizona Cardinals. And then don't forget, we're only halfway done at that point. We have the watch party that goes down at Hayes Social. You can roll on out, and that's all the time. That's all the time.
Early week.
Early week. You can go out to Hayes Social out there. 21 in Hayes, right?
21 Mile in Hayes.
There you go. So you can roll on out there also. And then it all concludes with the Lions post-game show. Stick and Hansen and thousands of you are all involved out there. The viewership, Sean, or the viewership, myself, Sean, Woodward, and Maine, you guys on the post-game stick, absolutely incredible. No one's doing it better, folks. That's the moral of the story. Woodward Sports every football Sunday.
Yeah, you love like the games that are at 8 o'clock. They don't end until midnight, but it's 2 in the morning, and me and Anson are going crazy. And there's 2,000, 3,000 people just watching with us and hanging out. I'll never forget the Rams post-game show when they finally got that playoff victory. You know, we start the post-game show. Spenny and everybody shows up. They shoot down the street to Royal Oak and go have fun till 2 in the morning. They come back. Anson and I are still doing the post-game show. It was I believe, 5-hour post-game show.
It was.
Lots of celebratory actions were going on.
I was watching.
It was a good time.
I was in Washington, D.C. watching, as a matter of fact.
Listen, when you do something you haven't done in 30 years, you celebrate like you haven't in 30 years. And,
there it is.
We won't do that this year for the playoff win. But, we've already talked about it, Neil. The Super Bowl telethon's going to happen.
When they win the Super Bowl.
When they win it, 24-hour live stream.
We're going 24
on
hours.
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Can't wait to be in New Orleans.
We'll check in with D-Mac. You'll be our correspondent on the streets.
Man on the streets,
yep.
Everybody. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there. Let's go Red Sparty. When it's all said and done, they've exceeded expectations going in record-wise, and it was the core who were there moving forward. No, and that is it. That's why it is a success. Craig, 4.5 sacks. Neil thinks that Hutch didn't give his all. When did I say that? I said, no, it turns out there was more in there. You know how I know? He did more. Craig.
Turns out DJ Reader might have some impact on that defensive line.
No, it absolutely was. Mike G. Neil hates Hutchinson, but that's okay. That's false as well. Neil, you didn't talk about Hutch.
It just seems like hate because flannel engulfs it so much.
No, that's right. But yeah, anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there on there. Phil's funny. Only 67,000 subs here. Why? Oh, go check.
He's on Facebook.
Yeah. Go check the ticket.
That's Facebook, Phil. Come on over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube or everything else.
You know, the leader and best.
67,000 is a lot.
So, yeah, go check them, as a matter of fact. Neil, you didn't talk about Hutch yesterday. Spent a whole segment on it. Into the show yesterday. Spent a whole segment on it. But anyway, getting back to it. D-Mac, some news out of Red Wings camp. Obviously, the news broke last night during the Tigers game. And it's Lucas Raymond got the deal done, just a touch over $64 million. And D-Mac, 8 for 8 seems to pretty much be the standard deal in the NHL now. If you're on a rookie contract, you come up towards free agency, you've got 30-goal seasons on your resume. That seems to be about the number.
No, I mean, it sort of plays out. The thing that I like about the NHL is now the salaries are going up, right? You look at the Draisaitl deal. You look at, guys are starting to get paid, but where Lucas Raymond falls in is that, he'll be value in like 4 years, right? And this is like commitment to the long term on both parts. Guy you want to be here that's matured enough. He's only 22 years old. At the end of his contract, he'll still be 30. You know what I mean? And it plays out. And just listening, the biggest thing in listening to Steve Yzerman talk about this deal is exactly like he could have played with us, right? With the way that Steve Yzerman talks about him, what he looks for is self-motivated and different things like that, and the maturity. And the end of the year we saw, I think, what Lucas Raymond is more of. Right, and that's 13 goals in the last 20 games. He is going to be your 40-goal guy. Maybe 1 year he'll be your 50-goal guy. Right? He's only going to get better. He's going to improve his all-around game. We saw last year with the commitment in the offseason to add 10 pounds, what it did for him. You see, this is a win-win for both sides. And here's the thing for everybody else is with Steve Yzerman contract. I'm not messing around. You're worth $8 million a season to me for this and that. I'm going to pay you right now for what you've done and to pick up the slack, but it's right on par of where it should be. Now, to everybody else who's like, Mo Seider, right? Yeah, yes, it would have been cute to have them both done at the same time, but Mo Seider, he's more valuable. And
given the nature of his position,
get bigger number, and might be same 8-year deal, but it might be a longer deal. I think that these are things like it's gonna get done. Mo Seider is I think he's more Victor Hedman, but if we're gonna use the analogies to our Red Wings history, this is their Nick Lidstrom, right? So it will get done. To whatever else, just patience. The one that snuck through a lot of people, and Spenny's not here, but Johnny Burgers getting that opportunity at $885, which also makes him, if he has a good year, it puts him as a valuable guy to go get something else. I think a lot of times too, when I looked at that deal, it was okay. Maybe he could have got a little bit more, but this makes him ripe for everybody else if it's something that you want to move this guy. So to me, it's just like I always said, Neil. What's the rush? Patience. Lucas Raymond and Mo Seider are two guys that are going to be pivotal for this team to win the championship, and they're going to be passing the cup to each other. When? I can't lock that down. I'm going to guess 3-4 years, but so that puts Raymond right in the middle of it. So here's the difference. We see this team being developed. You see the Larkins in place. You see the Raymonds in place. You're going to see the Seiders in place, right? All the contracts, the Sherratts and the Halls and all these other guys, they're going to fall off, right? So if you look at the books like you always taught me to, Steve Yzerman hasn't overpaid for anybody, right? Setting this team up for success and being able to still maneuver moving forward. And again, we aren't a playoff team yet. So, but this puts us closer to being one.
And plus two, D-Mac, and here's the flip side of the coin for that. Lucas Raymond now makes more money than Alex DeBrincat does.
And Lucas Raymond's more valuable than Alex DeBrincat.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well, but here's where I was driving at.
Dude, Lucas Raymond took a step over Alex DeBrincat last year in his play. He took a step over him in his leadership. You look at Team Sweden at the World Championships. Who did they name assistant captain? Your guy, Lucas Raymond. I think this takes pressure off of DeBrincat because I expect a little bit more. But I think that as a hockey player all around, like you Lucas Raymond, who's his comparable and who do I think that he could be like? And maybe the ceiling like his point, but he's a Braden Point guy. More so, I think you're going to see that separation between Raymond and DeBrincat.
So you think Raymond?
I think he deserved it.
You think Raymond has more in him?
100%.
40.
I'm with Steve, dude. At 22
40,
years
50?
old, what?
So you got a 50 in the
I
bag?
think in his career. I don't think this year, but as this team goes and they get better and they get that 1C and whatever like that.
Well, you better be careful, D-Mac, because people are going to say you think Raymond's no good. That you expect more.
Come with that vitriol.
Yeah.
Great word.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Sue you. DeBrincat was 2 weeks on fire, and then
he's
nada.
streaky. That's what you need. You need a streaky guy. He scores like Shanny scored.
I love that you bring that up because the streaky guys are the ones that carry you for 2 weeks.
Yes, right. The Raymond is going to give right
you your thing.
Is that play and yes, but that's who Alex DeBrincat is. Please go back and go through his history. Right, they break down game to game. Right, when you get a program sheet or whatever, you can see the guy's whole season of what he puts up in points each game. There's blocks. Why is that? I don't know. But with this kind, and I think with what Steve Yzerman's saying and everything like that, that's why you gave him this money. But Alex, right? And when you're seeing it play out where Alex DeBrincat is your second line winger at 4.5 or whatever, the money makes sense, right? You're paying the right guy. And that's why making that deal last year for DeBrincat in the offseason at the value that you didn't overpay anything to whatever. She still had the money. So when Lucas Raymond, you expect him to make that step and you have his contract that you have to pay here in the offseason, you can give him $8 million and it falls into place.
Let's go Rubbing Sparty. He's having a pretty good day in the chat. We just saw the tip of the iceberg at the end of the season with Raymond. He learned at the end of the year to shoot more. Well, that I don't know about. Mike G, $8 million for Lucas. I expect him to pop 40 goals. So
and I believe so does Steve.
So does Lucas Raymond.
And so does Lucas.
I would agree with that. But yeah, jump into there, get your thoughts out there, and because I'm with you, D-Mac, and I'm glad you brought it up like that, like the DeBrincat thing. And this, for me, this is where sports always comes back to a style thing. What style do you like? I like that.
How do you want it?
Like you want, like most people probably want their 40-goal guy to get their 40 goals kind of very linearly, right? One every other game. That's what they want. See, I would rather have a guy that pops you 5 in 3 games or 5 in 2 games.
Right? So you have one guy that does it the 40-goal way over to, which is like 1 every 2 games.
Yeah.
But then you have that other guy. Like, they got a yin and yang, and they got to support each other from the right side. We always looked at it like a position, right? On the right side, how many goals can we be a part of? Here's a prime example. We lost Dino Ciccarelli in '96, so like Scotty until he replaced him with Shanny, right? But the thing was, could Marty Lapointe and I combine for enough goals to make up for Dino's? You know what I'm saying? It's coming out of that right side in different positions. So, yeah, you don't want everybody to go cold at once, right? And then now you got more where everybody said. And to Let's Go Red Wings Party's point, that's a confidence thing. So if Lucas Raymond is shooting more and being successful, well, he's going to think shoot first instead of pass and stuff like this. It's all the maturation of it. I mean, how can you not like with what you've seen? And does anybody believe he's going to regress?
No.
He's 22 years old. That's the kicker. The kicker is he's still a baby, but he's got his best years ahead of him.
Woodward Sports chat there, people were talking about the numbers that are coming off the books as well. Yeah, there is a thing, Oliamata, Petrie. This would be Petrie's last year as well. Ville Husso comes off. Alex Lyon comes off. So, there is.
In the next 2 years, how many guys come off? Like, that's what I'm saying. You got Schrock coming. You got, like, where's your money? The guys that you're committed to are Larkin, Raymond. Who else?
DeBrincat will have one more year left at that point. Kopp will have one more year left.
So
JT
with still
Compher
that,
will have
they're
one
still
more year.
on prove-its because you're not there yet.
Right. So the moral of the story is this. It's a move we all knew was happening. We knew the rough area of what it was going to be, and that's what it was. And it's certainly not surprising. Before we cut to the break.
And I don't want Mike Q and everybody else. I said 3 years for a cup. I didn't say 3 years for the playoffs, right? So, thank you.
Did you hear Stevie's quote today, though, about playoffs?
I did not.
I'm sure his quote was, it's 2024 and it doesn't mean anything else, and you can't sacrifice.
Yeah, he said it'd be nice to make it. It'd show improvement, but that's not the goal.
No, it's not his goal. No, like as far as building this team, take it down. He's not saying he doesn't think this team can be a playoff team.
I understand
but his
that.
goal is the foundational, so that with all these contracts coming off and getting in place and whatever, like I don't know what to tell you. He's just bracing you for he might not think they're as good because we got to wait to see what the kids do, right? Isn't this just like the Tigers? You're gonna allow the Edvardsons and who else is gonna, come to fruition, and do they need more time? The question is will he allow them to develop at this level, or will continue to send them back to GR? So
I would just think after last year, like that's got to be like, like how Dan Campbell's like it's Super Bowl or bust now. Like he leveled up. And I feel like the Red Wings need to level up.
But Stick, though, what's going to change?
No, but here's the thing, Stick, is that you got to so here's the thing, right? Does that disappoint me when he says that? Yes, my fandom doesn't, but not to listen to what the man says to how he's building this. Now, it doesn't mean it's sort of expectation. And if he's going to say that, you got to take it in somehow that it's not there yet. What he's telling you is, hey, dude, we can run the bus, but it's not at optimal.
See, Stick, like here's my question for you, man, and for the people that kind of share
Would it
that
make you
mindset.
feel better if he said, "Oh yeah, we're a playoff team," and then, but he didn't believe it? Because I want to know what he believes.
But my question to you, Stick, and for the people that share that mindset are, okay, so what? So what is something magically going to change? Is he going to operate differently than the way that you have seen? And look, I always mention about how we've become this linear society where we want everything in nice, easy, pretty graphs,
digestible,
when it moves up. He's given you that. He's literally improved every single year he's been here.
The next step in that linear progression be playoffs, because they were so close. They were flirting with it last year, right? So
Sure.
wouldn't the next logical step be that? So that's why you think like the next expectation would be that. That's all.
He's letting you know how good the East is.
I'll never
He's giving respect to the rest of the teams that are fighting
And
at
that's
the bottom.
and Stick,
of
that was going to be where I go to. Do you expect New Jersey to be that bad again?
No, New
I
Jersey added Sheldon Keefe as their coach,
Yeah.
who now he's got actual defensemen and a team. No, I think Jersey is one of the teams.
Buffalo's too good to not make it one of these years. They're
Well,
good.
the Buffaloes and Ottawas are the ones that you got to fight out, and the Islanders. Like it's going to be a lot of the same as last year.
Correct.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying. But as long as it's going to be down.
But I do know this: they'll be better.
Yeah,
I know they've been better every single year.
So that
under
should
him.
mean playoffs.
Well,
every other team
that's
gets
not
better.
linear though. But that's not linear. But that's easy. So everybody says, well, then it must be playoffs. Stop. Well, if the field is the same and everything's the same from last year, then yeah, probably. But it doesn't work like that. Like the New Jersey Devils are going to be better.
But there will also be teams that'll be worse. Right?
Maybe.
I mean, but
maybe.
So we're having the same argument, just on a different side of a coin.
It's just this hard line get in playoffs. Again, so you view it differently if the season were 4 minutes different, because that's what it came down to, 4 minutes on the last week of the season with what happened in Philadelphia. So if that 4 minutes turns differently, you feel completely different about where the organization sits. That's illogical to me.
Completely different, no.
Yeah, no,
but,
you do. No, you do.
No, but you would want a young team to have playoff experience,
sure,
wouldn't you? So wouldn't that
but
change the way you feel?
No,
so yeah,
4
you
minutes,
would feel differently.
No, 4 minutes does not change the way I feel about the trajectory of the job he's done.
It's what would have happened after those 4 minutes, Neil. Not those 4 minutes. It's the playoff experience after, because maybe they learn how to get a little tougher. Maybe they learn how to handle the playoff intensity on the road, and that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, those 4 minutes to you are 4 minutes. After that, it's the butterfly effect.
What could it have mean where most of us think is a blessing in disguise that they didn't?
Well, then I would ask you, this is where I take advantage of you being in the room, D-Mac, where I say, do you feel as though Washington, quote, learned anything about that playoff run when they got filleted by the Rangers?
No, but do you want to be Washington? Or do you want to, actually compete? You know what I'm saying? I get what Stick's saying, right? Because we don't know what the what-if would have been. And Stick's saying I would rather get my ass pounded in the playoffs and make it to the playoffs and know what I got.
But the reaction,
with the young team.
So
like what the Pistons were doing with those vets who we knew weren't going to improve anyways, and the Pistons getting swept out. They learned nothing from those. Young team, though, you're learning.
But my point is, the reaction when they didn't make it. And we took the text.
I think it's more motivating for this younger team the first time that it happens, because they got to go to the golf course every year and look at each other and say, we did it to ourselves instead of these other teams doing it to us down the stretch and whatever, and see how it comes back.
The moral of my story is the way that it shifted everybody's perspective to where if they would have made the playoffs, everything is on track and this organization's popping. 4 minutes go differently, they don't. And they're like, well, Yzerman should be on the hot seat. That's absurd to me. That's absurd.
Listen, Goff throws a touchdown pass within the last 30 seconds of the last game. He's not the worst quarterback in the world, and everybody's still on the bandwagon. That's how sports are. That's just how they are, and fans are insane.
All right, before we go.
Do you respect that fan? Do you respect a fan that does that?
No.
Because I don't.
But I don't feel I'm fickle in thinking that, hey, I think the next logical step is playoffs, and if they didn't get it, I'd be like, this is kind of hit a standstill.
What if they didn't make it, but they were better?
See, to Neil's point, the question is, is this team improved? Do you think this team is improving, and will they be better? If they are the same or worse, then your questions. But if they're
depending on how that happens,
they're getting better, and it's not because what Steve Yzerman says is that the idea when they become that playoff team, they're not going anywhere for a long time. So that's the toughest next step. Right, and to Stick's expectation, if we're going right, and to the fandom is that, and because we've been starved for it, and that's the whole thing. So that's sort of the expectation. But my question is, how didn't they get there? Did they lose 5 guys? Was it injuries? Did it? What went down? We got to let the season play out. Right. That to me, that's what it is. It's the same thing as what. The same thing with the Goff. I mean, come on, man. It's game 2. You're going to want it to happen. You want it to happen earlier. But to the Red Wings thing, are they better on paper at the end of the year than they were at the end of the season?
But I want to Oompa Loompa now.
I know you do.
Well, how about this? To bring this all around before we cut to the break that the other break that we got to get to.
Yeah, the next break.
The next break that we got to get to. Someone said this: if Lucas Raymond doesn't get 40 goals next year, clearly it's Jared Goff's fault, which you agree with, right, Stick?
I mean, in all honesty, Jared Goff did prevent us from getting Deshaun Watson. So,
according to some.
According to a tweet I saw.
According to the tweet I saw.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to read this one too. No, you know what? I'll do this one when we get back. All right. Yeah, Planet Fitness. I was just over at the Planet Fitness in Novi, which is about a mile away from Feldman Chevrolet here in Novi. And it doesn't matter because there's over 50 Planet Fitnesses around the Metro Detroit area. If we're broadcasting Novi, downriver, downtown, wherever we're at, there's always a Planet Fitness close by. Over 2,600 of them in the world. And guess what, everybody? Black card option for you. You can go to any Planet Fitness in the world and work out just $24.99 per month. It is the best deal in American consumerism, everybody. And by the way, you'll get into shape too because you're in there putting your work in and you know what you got to do. Clean facilities, take that shower, keep it pushing, get on with your day. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, or just pull in the parking lot as you pass. It's Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game, period.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You walk in, you sit down, you relax, you let one of the talented stylists make you look and feel great. I always go with the hot leather neck massage, along with the color. That's your option, too. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Wicked awesome.
All right, everybody, we are back at it, live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, hot off the presses. Got the best deals for you here. And as we talked about, the Chevy Equinox front-wheel drive EV, 0 down, $195 per month, everybody, 10,000 miles per year. Vehicle must be for personal use, by the way. There are a couple of other details. Stop into Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, for those details. Chevy Blazer all-wheel drive EV, 0 down, $299 per month, 10,000 miles per year. Come on in and see them all here right now. Great deals for you on the Silverado as well. So if you wanted that full-size, beefy Silverado pickup truck, that's an option for you here. They got it all for you. Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Stick. We're a three-man band in here, and that's cool.
Yeah. Well, when you say Silverado, like if you want to listen to some country music down a back road, you better be rolling in a Silverado.
With the windows down.
Yeah. I think there's a song like this, "In My Silverado."
And look, I'm not condoning it or saying you should do it, but you should probably have an open beer in the console as well.
Oh, there's somebody in the chat that's going to be real mad about that.
That's what they say in the.
I'm already getting scolded for letting you guys drink on the air sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, like the first time I ever saw somebody like from up north, like the open beer while they're driving is part of their culture in the back roads. It was like the most bizarre thing to me. Because my whole life it was you don't drink and drive. You don't drink and drive. And then you roll up north and my friend's dad just shows up like, yep, beer can falls out and like, while you're driving, dude, what is going on?
It's a different world up there.
Yeah, up north, back roads, different place.
Different place. We'll just leave it as
those
that.
Those militias.
Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread, by the way. Craig's got something, I don't know. Smug A. Neal woke up and said, I'm going to sit in front of all these dope Corvettes and completely ignore Hutch's accomplishments. Craig, you got a funny way of saying, Neal, you were right. Hutch did have more.
It is a sweet Corvette, though, behind you.
It is.
I like these shots we set up today.
Gray and blue, by the way.
Yeah.
Kind of like Lions-type colors. Right there.
I wonder if George did that on purpose.
He probably did.
Seems like a George thing.
Absolutely. He'll set up the vets like this, and he'll give you a good deal on your EV lease as well. So stop into Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. No, but we are doing it, and we were talking some Red Wings, talking some Tigers. Haven't mentioned the Lions at all, which goes to show you there's a lot going on. I got a buddy from text from my buddy that said Tigers games locked in, appointment viewing the rest of the way. So, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling like that. So if you missed the first hour of the show, that's what we did. We talked a lot about the Tigers. Now, D-Mac, you have some breaking sportsbook news, I guess. I gave out for those that weren't here. Let me give you guys an update. The Sean O'Malley did not go well. Let's just say it like that. He got bullied Saturday night. Was not prepared for that, but he got bullied. We lost. The get right falls to 57-28. That's where we're at. I just gave out, and I rarely do this with bets of this of these odds, but we did it. Tigers to make the playoffs plus 450. That is where we are. That is where we are.
DNCENT informed me that when at 11:10 went to the sportsbook, it was plus 415. As of right now, it's plus 345.
Well, DNCENT needs to do better shopping because if you go to Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, I'm looking at it right now in front of me. Yes, still plus 450.
There you go.
So, guys, this is a call to action. Woodward 1000.
And you got the Woodward 1000 free bet.
Yeah.
Use 20 of it. 50 of it,
whatever you want to do,
2, 5,
whatever you want to deposit, go ahead and do it. So it right now, I'm looking right here at it. Yes, plus 450. So there it is. Everybody, get it in. In relation, the Seattle Mariners are plus 575 to make the playoffs. So there's that one out there as well. Minnesota Twins minus 380. Anybody feeling comfortable if you're holding that? Who's taking them at minus 380 to make the playoffs? They are leaking oil, bro.
He leaking.
He leaking, yeah. There is no doubt about it. Crazy clown. Neil and Flannel should take turns being the GM of the Tigers. Neil would have replaced Javi with Kreidler and expected a title. No, I would have replaced Javi with Kreidler, and we would have been a better team because Javi is one of the worst everyday players in the history of Major League Baseball this year. Check the numbers. Not history of the Tigers, not history in August, history of baseball. You know the game that they played since the 1800s when they took trains to games? Javi's the worst everyday player. So Crazy Clown, by default, there's a little bit of being right there, isn't it? And Flannel would have traded the bullpen away for a utility player. No, he would have been, absolutely. So you're probably right. You're probably right on that one there. So that is where we're at with it. Tigers, get in, everybody. Tigers, get it in. Plus 450 on Caesar Sports. Tigers make. I'm updating the leisure here. So
you know what I'm excited about? A packed Comerica Park.
Will it be packed though?
I feel like it's starting to gain that buzz. You know, like when you're starting to feel it, fans are starting to believe. You're starting to hear people talk about it. You know, I never thought we'd be talking Tigers baseball mid-September. Especially in July when we were having Tigers talk.
Oh, well, no question. But
so I do think more people are starting. They want to be a part of the downtown experience. They want to be a part of what Comerica Park is. And as we know, because we've seen success inside Comerica Park, but the young guys like Jusis and Spenny, they were super young during that run. Now they get to be grown men experiencing Comerica Park when it's jammed full of people, screaming fans, chicks everywhere. It's just a good time.
Well, Wednesday, Tampa Bay Rays at Detroit Tigers. Get in price $8 right now, next Wednesday.
That's double what it was a week ago, though, Neil. Last week it was $4 to get in. So I'm just saying.
No, I get you. I get you. How do you want to handle this break thing? I know we're behind a break. What do you want to do?
Just do whatever you
Just
want.
roll with it?
Yeah.
You just want me to roll to the next one? DMAC, Cardinals, Lions. You didn't really weigh in on the Lions situation on Sunday. First glance. Lions, Cardinals, first glance. What do you got?
First glance, we got a lot of shit to clean up and stuff like this. And going into the
right, what's walking by?
Going into Arizona right now, where they're feeling themselves, right? You got to, whatever you think about, I'm not the biggest Kyler Murray fan and stuff like this, but getting it done just to some extent. And that's, the good thing is it's in the Dome. The good thing, do I think that what happened last week prepares them better for this week? And will they be as consistent defensively? They got to shore up some coverages and stuff like that. Well, Terry and Arnold, is he learning the NFL, what he can do and can't do? Yeah. Do they look better? Yeah. Are they going to get pressure? I believe. So defensively, it's offense, which you never thought you'd be talking about. A Ben Johnson offense in his third year with guys coming back and whatever like that. But to me, that's just whatever training camp, lack of preparation. And I will put it all on Goff. Goff probably put it all more on himself because he's not clicking where he wants to be. Now, in saying that, it's game 2. I mean, it's a blessing in disguise when you, as a championship caliber team, right? And I think back to 12 out of the 15 years we're expected to, win a Stanley Cup. And it doesn't always happen, but going into that is that you suffer one of these early in the season where it lets you know it's a kick in the nuts. And
which, by the way, pretty much everybody in the NFC that's expected to do anything had that happen to them.
Well, exactly.
This week.
And when you have your coach that takes full responsibility and stuff like this, see, part about going through a wall for a coach is that when he's accountable. So you don't think that these guys, whatever maybe they didn't do enough of last week, they're going to dial it in for this guy this week. So I expect more of a 60-minute game. I expect them to be sharper on offense. I expect them to use the running attack a lot more. David Montgomery, what do you have, 35 plays the other day? I mean, he's one of the best running backs in the league right now. So I think that they're going to go back and Ben Johnson's going to be better, Dan Campbell, and all the execution. They just look rusty, right? They just look off. I mean, and you had to have known it. You were sitting in the building at the end of the first half when you're literally going, okay, we get the ball back and whatever. This Lions team, what we've seen in the past, is going to at minimum score a field goal or a touchdown here and come out.
This is where they'll swing the game. I've seen it 100 times.
A million times with this guy that expect him. What happened? Lack of execution, and they did it to themselves.
It's over, Neil.
I know. And Stick has a poll up there right now. Lions' biggest, since the season is over, what is the Lions' biggest offseason need? Is it a quarterback, a coach, or an offensive coordinator? So feel free.
It'll be offensive coordinator because that guy's leaving. So
I'm draft ready. I mean, we got to prepare ourselves for the number 1 overall pick. I have not seen a team this bad in a Lions uniform in a long time, Neil. I think it's over. Pack it in. Week 2, Jared Goff, paid him all that money. He's never going to be good. You know this.
DNC ENT from Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Lions, Wings, Tigers, all to make the playoffs. A parlay, plus 1670. So nearly 17-1. So get it in. Lions, Wings, Tigers, all to make the playoffs. So if you want to cash out in a big way on it, reach out to the folks at Caesar. See if they can have the DNC ENT parlay name on there, and you can just click and blind fire on it. No, but because I keep seeing this in the chat too, and I don't know. I listened to Dan Campbell. He was on the flagship station this morning, and I listened to the interview that he did because I keep seeing this. Get Laporta involved. It was kind of eye-opening to hear him talk, D-Mac, because he intimated he's more banged up than we knew, they let on, all of it. He said week 1 with the Rams was about on pace for what they wanted him to be involved. So he was banged up coming in. He was not, he had some knocks coming in. So that was expected. He said as far as last week went, it almost sounded like he was saying there are some residual effects to what's going on. I'll say it like this. To me, my takeaway was it was kind of by design, his involvement or lack thereof. It was kind of by design. That was the read that I got from listening to him. Because I hear you, D-Mac, because a lot of people are sharing your sentiment in there in the chat. Run the ball more. Run the ball more. You're talking about it. Run the ball more. But then otherwise, get Laporta involved. It's a very delicate balance, and he talked about that too when he was on the flagship this morning.
Well, when you run the ball more, it enables you to get your tight end more involved.
If he's healthy,
he can't because there's an injury or there's something that we're not aware of that changes the game plan. Well, that's one thing also. What do we always say? Availability. And even though he's on the field, if they're not using him, then you'd be better off to use Brock Wright.
Saga in the chat. Appreciate you tapping in. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. By the way, Sticks poll, 57% of people say the Lions' biggest offensive need will be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's he's been figured out, Neil.
They have film.
He's been figured. They got film this year. Yeah. They haven't had it the past 2 years. He's been figured out, Neil.
Saga says, guys, it's clear. Check Caesar Sportsbook right now. Lions minus $1 million to fire Goff, Campbell, and Ben Johnson in the next 5 minutes. Facts.
I'm taking that. Taking that all day long. It's over. It's over. I don't even know why they're playing again. No, but you want to talk about them rushing more. You want to talk about all the. if you're just a statistics guy, this is a game that's got to drive a guy like Flannel Sam absolutely insane. If you're a statistics guy, Lions almost put up 500 yards of offense.
More than double them.
More than doubled them on offense. Over 100 yards of rushing. You know, every wide receiver 8. Jameson got 80. What did Amon-Ra had over 100. Laporta probably not as much as you'd like. But even, Tim Patrick got a couple checks. Like, if by all look on paper-wise, they did everything they had to do, except when you get to the 1 of 7 in the red zone. That's the only stat that really matters in this entire game.
Which happens to a team once to twice a year. Every team.
And Dan Campbell, his quote, when he was talking on the flagship station about like the offense getting it together, he's like, "Hey man, it may not even be together before the bye week, which is week 5." And he's like, "Oh, when I was with the Saints, man, sometimes it would take a long time for the offense, but he's not worried about it. But the offense sometimes takes a little while to warm up, so it's lukewarm right now."
That's a refreshing stat. You've got in the red zone 7 times.
And you scored once.
You still, even though you lost and don't execute, you maneuver between the 20s, right? Like you own this other team at will. So, I mean, again, they did it to themselves.
Yeah, and what's more frustrating, too, is you look at the defensive stats and you're like, Baker Mayfield tore us up. Yeah, for 185 yards. He really tore us up. They couldn't stop the run. Baker Mayfield was their leading rusher with 34 yards. Like, it's so bizarre that they lost this game. It's so bizarre.
And in that case, what happened? Because I know Hutch got him, 4.5. We got him 5 times and stuff, but we had shots at him about 3 or 4 other times. But what didn't we do that we were talking about, the tackling? Malcolm missed a big one, right? Guys missed some tackles, and we can't do that. So it's more of back to basics. Because when you break it down statistically, this, that, everything like that, and you look at the final score, you're like, what? You're like, wow.
Yeah, how?
How did this happen? And then you go, 2 picks, ineptitude.
1 of 7.
Bad doing it to yourself, the play at the end of the half.
Yeah.
Okay.
The blunders.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Any team, if Kansas City does that, they're not going to win. If Patrick Mahomes plays like that, they're not going to win.
And 1 of 7's such an anomaly, and Neil, I think you're like me. You're a fan of the law of averages.
Correct.
There's going to be a game they go 6 of 7 and put up 37 points.
100%.
So, I mean,
that's the way that it works.
Right.
Where do we got to go, Stick?
Wherever you'd like to go, Neil.
You tell me, man. You're the one.
You got Soroki's? Who's got Soroki's?
That's you.
That's me?
Yeah.
Well, it's on you, so why don't you tell us about Soroki's?
All right, look, man. The graphics on the screen right now.
Biscuits.
Oh, the Nashville chicken.
No.
It's the best I've ever had. No, for real. For real. And everyone that tries it says this. We've had people in the chat say, I stopped by there. You guys weren't playing around. No, I wasn't. I would say this, sponsor, no sponsor, whatever. And yes, D-Mac, the most incredible biscuits known to man. That is a fact. And don't forget, too, the signature wings are out there as well. Limited time offer, everybody. But they got all the designer sauces. If you're a traditionalist and that's the way you want to go, for me, look, I know they want us to push the wings, but I'm telling you guys, it's pretty easy. Nashville chicken and biscuits. Try that. That'll be your gateway into Soroki's, and then you can proceed as you choose. Locations all over. There's more popping up all the time. Again, Soroki's, the real fan favorites.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
How would you like a free $10 to spend on your favorite cannabis? Well, you can if you go to Dispo Dispensary. With a minimum of $25 purchase, you can have whatever you want, pre-roll, edible, you name it, you can get it. Got to hit it any of the 12 Dispo locations in the state, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. Stick is here in the building. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. And guys, they got it going on for you right now. And I'm telling you, Equinox EV, $0 down, $195 per month on the lease. And again, it's a time. That's 10,000 miles per year on the lease. They got a bunch of cool financing stuff going on, and it's one of those times too. And I see I saw the people starting to work this as we welcome in our guy, Mr. Ryan Poulter. He's a sales manager here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Ryan, we missed you. We missed you for the picks last week. We couldn't get you on. You had some Chevrolet incentive meetings going on and all those kinds of things. But the Fade Ryan people, they walked away. You bounced back a little bit.
A little bit. It's still early in the season. I'm going to keep my voice nice and quiet.
Yeah, no.
A little bit here. Got me in trouble 2 years ago when I talked smack to D-Mac, so I learned my lesson the first time.
All we want. We just learn.
No, you did. And certainly, I know you're still in the lab and cooking up the pigs for the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup coming up. No, but I did want to have you on here just real quick because I know the people are flush with cash right now because the Fade Ryan in the picks, they're saving up all the money they're making going against your pick so they can buy a Chevrolet from Feldman Chevrolet here in Novi. But, no, Ryan, interesting thing, and I wanted you to explain this to the people because I know if it's relevant to me, I think it's relevant to the people too as well. Special financing deals going on.
Yeah.
Finance and interest rates all in the news. What are you guys doing here?
So we kind of had a sit-down with GM Financial, and we're the #1 EV dealer in this zone. So we kind of said, hey, we want to sell more. What can we do? Came with a program where if you have a 2010 or newer non-GM vehicle, okay, and you might have a little bit of bumps and bruises in your credit, nothing can get approved for a lease. Well, guess what? You can get approved at the top A1 tier for a lease on an EV vehicle. So the advertised price, even though you might not think or you think credit's holding you back, it's not. It's not.
There it is.
You get that. You automatically get approved for that pricing. So it's a great program we put together. We've been utilizing it since we did it. We want to make sure that everyone's getting into these EVs. Heck, my wife just got one. And, it's a great ride. It's definitely something. And, if my picks are causing you to lose some money and you're falling behind in your bills, I got you.
You go one way or the other.
I got you.
You did go 1-2 last week. Now, you did take Alabama. You did take – hey, everybody.
Hang on. That was the first week. I went 1-2 the first week. I went 2-1.
2-1. I'm sorry. Yeah, you went 2-1 this week.
Yeah.
My bad on that. You did go 2-1 this week, so a winning week for you.
Winning week.
You took the low-hanging fruit and took Alabama, even though – because I didn't. I took Wisconsin because I was told just wait until the SEC comes up to Big Ten country and has to play Big Ten teams. So they did, and Camp Randall and the jump around and all that stuff, Alabama didn't seem to think too much of it. You were on the right side of that one.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling there. Alabama just looks good, man. They look good.
Well, they could snap the ball, unlike last year when they were in the Rose Bowl against Michigan. That was a good start for them.
Yeah.
No, but that was good. You took the Washington Huskies.
I should have just stuck with your pick you made. Would have gone 3-0.
Well, hey, I tried to give it to you.
You did. You tried to give it to me. I'm a man of my word, and I took the right way.
No, but you did also to listen to the Chargers. There are heavy Big Ten undertones to the way you made your pick. Your boy Jim Harbaugh. It's working there, man.
It is. He's a coach. He's a heck of a coach. No matter what people say about him, listen, he's a heck of a coach. You can't deny a national championship coach.
That's true.
Simple.
especially when he
Can't
rolls in, takes an offensive lineman, and is doing his thing. No, you certainly can't. D-Mac, just since we're here talking about, we're joined by Ryan Poulter here. Last week, you hit the Buffalo Bills, which was to be expected. You did a couple of D-Mac classic picks that seemed to work all the time. It might have, in retrospect, it may have been a touch
I feel like the
early.
Lions.
Yeah, it was
like
a touch early.
A little premature, but it's also too to figure out, are the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars, are they on brand? And they are. I think they are. That Trevor Lawrence falling down the hill, like you said. So sometimes I sacrifice some of these picks just for future knowledge to know what to know
where to stand.
Now,
You
the
sort of
only thing
remind
that
me
I
of-
lock in is that out of any game, what did I say last week?
Buffalo.
This Buffalo game screams to me. If I could put all my picks on this Buffalo game, I would. The rest of them, I messed around. Plus, I got to keep Ryan in it.
There you go.
I mean,
So-
you show what happened, and he's being nicer, and he's not. He's staying in his lane. And he's learned from his past.
And he's 3-3. Yep.
And now he's in the hunt. He's in the hunt.
It's early.
Poulter in
Tied
the hunt.
with D-Mac for the lead.
I
by the
want
way.
I want a
3-3.
graphic for this. It's Fade Ryan segment.
Okay, we'll come up with
I
it.
want a graphic for it because that is a perfect segment for it. for
Fade
this.
Ryan.
But going back to that Jacksonville Jaguars game when I saw Trevor Lawrence take that safety. Oh my God, it reminded me semi of Dan Orlovsky back in the day. Oh, I was like, what is he doing, dude? What are you doing? Yeah. But listen, one thing about D-Mac is he hasn't changed how he makes his picks in 3 years.
Thank you.
No, but that's why he's had success, though. Yeah.
He gambles. He takes picks that we're like, okay, what is this? But it pays off, and he
I-
doesn't change.
I got a belt.
Yeah.
Right? I got a Feldman belt. I could have brought it in today or whatever like that from the inaugural.
Next time, bring it in.
Next time I'll bring it in to show what you're saying is true. You got to step out sometime, and it's early in the year. Right? Like, what does it matter? Like, I get out to a 5-1 start, a 6. No, let's keep it interesting for the people.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
you're gonna
our
do
lines,
you.
our odds are now.
You're gonna be on brand, and you're gonna.
Yeah,
do
I'm gonna
late
make
in the
stupid
season.
picks and end up with a losing record, 100%.
But that's the reason that D-Mac is good at this, because you can't just take Alabama every week in this and win.
No.
Like it's not, you can't just take the Chiefs in Alabama every week and expect to win. You just can't.
You got to think about what I got. Like when I'm making my picks, I think about what you're gonna pick and what D-Mac's gonna pick, and how I can combat those and maybe come up with a different point. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of game plan.
That's your problem. Dude. Let me give you some advice. It hasn't worked for you, so don't worry what we're doing. Worry about what you're doing and find that. There is, like, how did you do this week, Neil?
This week I went 1-2.
Okay.
Friday night got off to a good start. Had UNLV against Kansas. Was feeling good going into Saturday. I took Wisconsin, not because I was taking Wisconsin. I took Wisconsin because I was told, quote, just wait till the SEC teams have to come to Big Ten Stadium.
Stick, it's never because he takes Wisconsin. It's because other people tell him.
I was told
to do certain things. Yeah,
I was told by you and your people. You know,
Why
you and
are
your
my
Big Ten
people?
people. You and all your Big Ten
I'm a
people.
Michigan man. I'm not a Big Ten guy.
I was told that. Just wait until the SEC teams come up north. So I took that advice and I went to it, and then they promptly lost like 1,000-10. So I lost on that one. I had the Wake Forest Ole Miss over 63.5, which was looking beautiful until it wasn't, and it didn't get home. I am 1-5. You both are 3-3. I told
Wait, you went 0-3?
No, I went 1-2.
You went 1-2 the first week though, too, didn't you?
No, I went 0-3 the first week.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I went
Sorry,
0-3 the first.
still
week.
early.
Yeah. So
Just follow the process, Neil.
I'm 1-5, and now Ryan.
Now he's gonna.
I'm gonna crack the knuckles.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna go to
He's
work.
back.
Expect
Some
some
of us
Mountain
need
West.
to get hit a few times.
Yeah,
to
we're
get
going.
into it.
It's gonna be all Mountain West.
Yeah, D-Mac. It's like I can just ring the bell whenever I need
Of course
to,
you can.
and there will be I know of one rock solid Mountain West game that I'm going to be taking this week. So just enjoy it, just savor it, Ryan. That's it.
It's so early that listen. If this is week 9, and I was ahead, I might talk a little trash.
In the
but
chat, Mike G. Ryan Poulter is a leader in best.
hell yeah,
So for right now, he is. He's 3-3. He's technically tied for the leader.
I'm tied for the lead. D-Mac's in there too.
No, there it is.
D-Max let me taste the carrot before he just decides to embarrass me again.
At least you know it's coming. At least you know what is coming. It's like, let's go Red Wings party, send the chat. I'm like Ben Johnson, setting up picks for 4 weeks from now.
Let's go Red Wings party. The Fade Ryan crowd is also 3-3. So that is true.
Yeah.
If you bet on Ryan or if you fade him, you're 3-3. That's the moral of the story. Real quick before we let you go, Ryan, anything else? George was telling me Silverados are on the move. What are you doing?
Silverados are hot. Everything's hot. I mean, listen, we've got some big numbers set to us by General Motors and Chevrolet, and the only way we do it is if you guys, you listeners out there, all you Fade Ryan people, come on in and
spend your winnings
and spend your money that I help you win and get yourself in a new vehicle.
No, Ryan, I just figured you out. That's a brilliant business move by you.
Heck yeah.
We all just figured it out right now. We got to get on Ryan Poulter's level, man. Like, you come out here, tell everybody, hey, fade me, get your money, and then come in here and get that Silverado or Blazer EV you want. So there it is.
Yeah.
Ryan.
And if you haven't test-driven an EV vehicle, I challenge you to do so. Come on and test drive one. You'll be surprised.
There you go. So, Ryan, we'll talk to you on Thursday at 12:30. We got the new picks coming in. Fade Ryan, people, get ready.
Sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook, right?
The lines
Our
are brought
lines are brought to you by Caesars Sports. That's how big we're getting now. That's how big the Fade Ryan segment's getting, okay?
No, absolutely. Because they want to know. Because they want to track the movement and not have liability. So
they know that all the money's going to go against my pick, so they're going to.
They know when they can make money, baby.
There it is. Ryan, appreciate it, man. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Ryan Poulter, sales director at Feldman Chevrolet. Where are we going, Stick?
Let's see. Premier Pet Supply, did we do that already?
We have not.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Hey, there's a Premier Pet Supply right next door to the Planet Fitness I work out, as a matter of fact.
Take care of your glutes and your dogs.
No, absolutely. Hey, you guys know. You see the commercials with Braylon Edwards. Who's got it better than pets, everybody? Nobody. And that is because of Premier Pet Supply. Locations all over the Metro Detroit area. They're not the prototypical, the big box pet stores. That ain't them. All right, Premier Pet Supply's at it. They do free local delivery within 20 miles of any location for any order over $50. Beverly Hills, Canton, Detroit, Livonia, Northville, Novi, Riverview, Rochester Hills, Shelby Township, Troy, down the street from Woodward Sports, West Bloomfield, Westland as well. Premier Pet Supply has been in business since 1992. They're local, shop local, support local. Premier Pet Supply.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What's up, everybody? The best Detroit sports wearables in all the land. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Now, I know people want Dan Campbell fired now. I understand. That's true, right? So we probably should take away the Campbell Holmes 2024. Or
yeah, no, I have fired Dan Campbell shirts off.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It says Ben Johnson's cooked instead of let Ben Johnson cook.
Yeah,
we're switching all of them. All the positive ones are now negative.
Ben Johnson's been figured out T-shirt. That's available for you. Shop.woodwardsports.
We should do a troll section of T-shirts.
That's actually a great idea.
You came up with it.
The Lions troll section. Ben Johnson's been figured out.
They watch tape.
Tapes out. Ben
the
Johnson's
tapes out on Ben Johnson.
Tapes out, figured out. Ben Johnson, 2024.
What else can we? AG's washed.
Yeah.
Terrion can't guard anybody.
Now we're talking about this. Let me address.
Shop.woodwardsports.com. But hey, really quick in the chat, dump your best troll shirts. Yeah, dump your best troll shirts. We'll steal some of them and give you no credit.
The troll line of Woodward Sports. We got to put the Hendon Hooker Save Us shirt
with the folded hands. I'm sorry, D-Mac. That's Darren McCarty, by the way.
I forgot we were doing this commercial. talking on the ineptitude, but on this sort of point, there was
Dad with Tourette's, broke, not bricked. Broke, not bricked.
SOL 2024.
I'm sorry, D-Mac.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. The Shaquille Oatmeal brought this up earlier on. I want to address it. Can't figure out why we haven't bought out the pitchforks after Dan said, wouldn't be surprised if we're not clicking going into bye week, or it took in New Orleans 4 or 5 weeks or whatever. You know why a coach says that?
Because he's been through it.
Why does a coach say that on the radio for everybody else?
Because that's real life.
But in the locker room, it gets you
No, follow me here.
All right.
Right, to the fact, right, where people are like, why would he say that even if it's true? You don't say that. No, do you know when you say that? Is when your players would hear it, right? And the accountability is out there. So the offense, what's the offense thinking? What are you thinking if you're Gibbs or Goff or whatever and you got your coach saying, I'd be like, this motherfucker.
5 weeks.
Right? Like with the pedigree, not a brand new offense, not a new quarterback, a veteran, a team that has done it. Do you know why he says that? To put it in the universe for everybody else to hold accountability in another way. Saying the same thing, that this is what Dan Campbell does. He lets you transparent, and this is what they're talking about. To wake up to, that's the reason you do that, is because you think it will positively affect your guys.
Players listen too, right? D-Mac, did you
always
listen? Did you listen to stuff in your day?
I mean, I like reading the paper.
But are you really gonna listen to a guy who can't even get Employee of the Month at Applebee's?
That is true.
He wasn't working on a date
Craig.
night. He wasn't working on a date night. If he was working on a date night, he would have got more votes.
Woodward Sports chat thread. You guys never let me down. William Rhodes, cheered him, kids.
Oh, go Kelly. Pro Stafford shirts.
Mike G, fire Sheila on a T-shirt.
Must.
Shad 216 quotes, just take the points.
Aaron to the Stone, Hutch ain't clutch. Well, I mean, they did lose the game. He had 4.5 sacks, and so
winners win.
Winners win. You know, that's what I'm saying. JMO is slow.
I love the JMO is slow.
Danny G, scared, not stoked. Let's go Red Wings Sparty. Watson easy 2024.
Watson easy 2024.
I'm wearing.
Oh my gosh!
Give me one of those. I'm wearing.
The Woodward Sports troll section.
JoJo, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a bum.
Instead of grit, it's just soft. Just soft.
Jack Stark, I love Jim Campbell, or I love Jim Caldwell. Oh my gosh!
Bring back Millen. Bring back Millen. Rod Marinelli knew.
Yeah. Play a sell the team with a question mark.
Sell the team?
Oh, man. Real cream of wheat. Might as well bring back the Detroit Ram shirt.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got to do a troll section.
Chuck Brewer. Sewell has peaked. Trade him while he still has value. These are some great stuff, man. Yep. These are some great stuff. People laughing at the sell the team shirt.
Sell
as well.
the team's one. We got to put that in there.
The Watson Easy 2024.
I'm making that the minute we get off the air.
That's epic, bro.
D-Mac.
I'll wear it.
I love D-Mac keeping up in the group chat yesterday. Just randomly just see him roast Easy, and then D-Mac throws a little something on the body.
Shad 216.
Dude, that's about the. You know how many times that I jump in there, write something, and then erase it, and then just and let it go.
Let it go
to whatever else, and then it comes to a point where then I'll add them all together. That's why usually you get a diatribe.
Well, the best part about you is the one thing that I know drives you insane is lack of accountability. Just period. End of story. Like, if you want to piss Darren McCarty off, do not be accountable.
Right.
And who is the most lack of accountability at our network? It's Easy, by far. Even when you show him his own words, he'll be like, well.
Why does Flannel get more runway with me?
Because he's accountable.
Because he owns it.
With information, he will change his opinion.
Well,
With information,
you know, whether
Easy
he likes
digs in
it or
harder.
not, but there is some sort of I respect Sam because there is that accountability. Easy is a troll at heart. All right, so you got to understand that, and he's good at it. So it's part of what is making. So the accountability part never comes into his. That's not part of his
DNA.
Menu.
His
menu. Right, to his menu as and not as a. And I'm not going to say that as a person, right? As a human being and dealing with him like that, but in his as Easy, not as Daniel.
Yeah.
As Easy. Right, Easy's accountability to whatever else. Why do you think we always throw stuff back at it? But it's part of who Easy is, not who Daniel is. Like I could separate the difference, and with him, he's lucky that I think there's two people there.
There's two personas. Yeah.
Right, like with Flannel, there's one.
He's Sam Reynolds.
You got it, but like you want to talk about it's. You're not gonna always see eye to eye in this life with everybody else, and I try to understand where you're coming from. And when I realize all I got to do is carry a PFF book around with me and have stats, then I can understand more new information.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys got
Give me that Watson Easy shirt
right now. Right now.
I like.
I might
the BDE
more,
brought to you
I
by
might do a Tommy
Cat's
Vendetta
Law.
and write it on a shirt.
What about that one, D-Mac?
BDE brought to you by Cat's Law. These guys are killing it, man. I'm dying.
Steve Lehman, 4.5 sacks isn't 5. Phil, Hutch pays the other teams to let him go by. That one's pretty good as well. Shad 216, Patricia did nothing wrong. Oh man, it is. It's absolutely incredible. All right, we got one more break to take before we ride out. Steve Lehman, can we get Spenny and Neil's screenshot from the game on a shirt?
We have
How
to.
friggin' epic. Did you see what I posted from, shout out to my boy Jay Adams, sent it to me.
Yeah.
You guys are epic on the YouTube.
Some random person has that as their thumbnail.
No, the NFL
No, the
does.
NFL.
That's the NFL?
Yes.
The NFL.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought it was just some random screenshot you sent us.
No, it was the NFL.
The NFL.
On YouTube. Yeah. Had Uncle Neil and Spenny gripping that third down.
I love Spenny holding it up, too.
Did you guys have fun,
The
though?
power of the three.
I know it didn't end.
D-Mac, we had Maz. Everybody played their part. Everybody was so on
Everybody
brand.
played their part.
Yeah.
To walk down the stairs, Neil.
Yeah.
I don't like being this close.
yeah,
I prefer up there.
yeah,
You got air conditioning.
At the Meadowlands, there weren't this many rows. Hey, No, that was it. But yeah, we probably can. We probably can do it.
And also, how awesome is Noah to party with?
He's a lot of fun.
Noah's a lot of fun. He doesn't say much in the office, but
he goes all in.
Once you get Noah out and about, good time. Good time.
That's a great take, Neil. Brandon Katz in the chat. All right, let's do this one then. Let's take the break, come back, and we'll take all your shirt names, by the way. Exclusive your Troll Store shirts, by the way.
Troll Store shirts.
Where are we going with this one?
Talk about the pregame show at Second Best when we are at home.
Second Best, Detroit, for all home games, 42 Watson Street. Myself and Sean Belesian, the New Holland Brewing Lions pregame show. Oh, their new drink that they have out there, Taller. The best long drink in the game, period. We even combined forces because the pregame show is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey and, of course, Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
It was too big for one sponsor.
It absolutely was. So they dropped the Tullamore Dew into the New Holland, and Sean and I reacted accordingly, and that's what we did. So everybody's having a great time. Let's just put it that way. We're at 42 Watson Street. I'm telling you guys this, man. Full transparency. That was the first time I'd ever been to Second Best Bar in Detroit. It's a couple blocks away from LCA. I will go there on my own time when I'm going to a Wings game, before I meet up with D-Mac or whatever. The Nashville chicken sandwich, incredible. I had a spot that I usually go to. No more. I'm telling you guys this. Second Best Bar, that is my spot from now on. Catch Woodward Sports Lions pregame show every home Sunday.
Enough Detroit Woodward Sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right, you heard Neil talking about it. The Dutch Taller Long Drink. That's right, Taller from New Holland Brewery. I mean, they dropped off a couple of cases. Went pretty fast in the studio, and that's what happens when you drop these things off around the Woodward Sports offices. And you know what? You pick them up wherever you like to pick up your libations. You take it home, and you will find out why they went so fast. Taller, the Dutch Long Drink.
All right, final segment of the show. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They got a couple of options for you if you're in that EV market. 0 down lease on the Chevy Equinox. Front wheel drive, 0 down, $195 per month, 10,000 miles per month.
The Suburban's coming EV?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. They will, though.
Yeah,
the Chevy Blazer, need a little more room. Chevy Blazer, same deal. 0 down, 10,000 miles per year, 24 months, $299. Boom, that's it. That's all. Get down here to Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They have all the details for you. We're taking your Troll Shop shirt ideas. Real cream of wheat. Free Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
There is.
Feed Patricia.
Yep. Jeff Berg. Jack Fox, best arm on the team.
I mean, that's not a troll job. That's just facts.
He did drop it in a basket. Jeff Berg, we want Bryce Young.
Caleb Williams. Give me Caleb Williams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God.
Danny
He'll
G.
be fine. Caleb Williams is going to be fine.
How about a 2 furnaces or bust shirt? So there's that one out there also. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. You guys are doing a good job.
SOL for life. That's a good one.
That is a good one. Woodward Sports chat thread. Tullamore Irish whiskey is so damn good. That comes from Mike G. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little ice cube in there.
I feel like
that's it.
Last year, Tullamore Dew, or within the past 2 years, they just decided, you know what, we're going to dominate the whiskey market. Like, you know, you go to a lot of these St. Patrick's Day parties that I host and get to go to downtown, and they were everywhere the last couple years. Tullamore Dew has sponsored every big party.
They've gone neck deep into the sports world, too. They've been a partner for Detroit City FC. Like, I do their reads during the matches and stuff like that. They moved over to Woodward
Good highball
now.
there.
So
they make a good highball there.
You know, Stick, look at you all knowing and stuff.
Oh, I love DCFC games, and I don't like soccer. Like,
you're just up front.
I'm a vibes guy.
Yeah.
Like, you go there, it's a good time.
It's
I don't
a vibe.
The next one.
Yeah, it's like live music. I'll go see live sports.
They're Sunday at 3. They're on national TV on ESPN2.
Is it at home?
It's at home. Yep.
Sunday at 3.
Sunday at 3.
Competing with the Lions.
I know it's going to be tough.
Can't make that decision.
No, I know.
When's the next other home game that I could attend?
Let me see. They have this weekend is Lou City. The game after that. What's the date today?
Today's the 17th.
17th. So that puts you. What is?
We got a couple more this summer.
There's 2 more left.
2 more left.
There'll be
Sunday is one.
There'll be There's 2 more after this.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're both 4:00. I believe it's like October 2nd and October 9th, or October 9th and October 15th, whatever those weekends are.
Oh,
they're 4:00 games.
Okay.
On Saturday.
If it's the 2nd, I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I'll be
so
there.
that one's that's out there. Let me know.
Food's amazing. Yeah. If anybody who's never been out there, like it literally feels like you're in a different world. You park in Hamtramck, you're smelling all the foods coming out of all the houses.
Yep.
You got to walk a little way. You get there, the drinks are good. They got food trucks. Their VIP booths are just, what are they, the containers, the steel containers,
Yep.
train rolling by in the background, brick. It's like a video game scene.
The
It's
dude
awesome.
and the conductor always knows he's going to be on camera because he always waves for the camera every single time. It's electric. Wyatt Bear, DCFC, best liquor prices in sports. That's true. Jack Stark has a shirt idea for the Troll Shop. Detroit versus nobody.
I love it.
No, absolutely. No, it is. It absolutely is. Jay Cruzen, Quintricia 313.
9 games was good enough. Shad's 216.
We got to get Shad on a retainer, man.
Yeah, these guys are writing. I mean, we gotta make sure we're keeping track of who's designing these.
No. All right. That's enough. We did enough damage here. So again, we'll be back at it tomorrow. D-Mac, you're in, right?
Yes, I'll be here tomorrow.
You'll be here tomorrow. You're here Thursday.
No, out Thursday.
You're out Thursday. You're still doing. You guys are still doing the Red Wings thing, right? Like the top secret Red Wings thing. Did you guys finish that up yesterday or no?
Dun dun dun.
No.
Still doing. Okay, still going.
Oh yeah, that thing. No, we got couple more things, smaller thing. The big stuff's done.
We got to plan an opening night party for the Red Wings. I talked to Bayoff.
Oh, you did?
A little bit. Yep.
Well, that's who you need to talk about.
All right.
So we definitely. I'll be down there.
And I'll roll by second best.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll talk to them, do our little pregame, then we'll do Anson's march to the Red Wings opening day.
There you go. I like it. All right, everybody. Stick, appreciate you, man, for rolling out. Big thank you to
Stickler.
Ryan Palter, George, everybody here, as well at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. For D-Mac, for Stick, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.